What's good, YouTube? Spiral Out 90704 coming at you. Before I start this video, I'm just going to put my standard little disclaimer that I don't recommend or encourage anyone to go out and use these drugs. I'm not saying they're fun, safe, or cool. I no longer use entheogens, and I haven't for quite some time. This video is for harm reduction purposes only and informational purposes, So anyway, a few years ago, I was down in Southern California, I was hanging out at the beach, and there were some kids down there, and I was smoking cannabis, and they came up to me, and we smoked a joint, and they asked me if I like psychedelics. So I replied, yeah, because at the time I found them to be rewarding, if you will. So these guys pull out this vial of liquid, and I'm thinking like, oh cool, LSD, and they're like, oh, we have synthetic mescaline, and I was kind of taken back, and I was like, wait, do you mean like 25i, because mescaline doesn't come in a liquid? And they're like, yeah, 25i, synthetic mescaline, whatever. So I was like, okay, what do you boys have it mic'd at? Because I used to get 25i from a lab, and it was mic'd at 500 micrograms a tab. And they're like, oh, we do it at 750. So I was like, okay, that's whatever, I'll try it. And they put a drop on my tongue, and right away my mouth catches on fire with this intense chemical burn, and it went down my trachea into my stomach. And I knew right away that something was terribly, terribly wrong. So maybe like 2 minutes goes by, and I start seeing like really, really intense geometrical fractal patterns and tracers coming out of everything. I feel it in the pit of my chest right here, and I feel it in my head, and it's really, really strong. And I knew that they had fucked up, like real bad. So by 5 minutes, I'm starting to trip very hard. I'm watching rainbows bleed out of the sky. I start going through so many different emotions and feelings, and just like everything in my head starts scrambling. Like it started getting real confusing. I managed to find a group of my friends, luckily, before I started going like real bad. So like maybe 45 minutes to an hour in, like I start tripping really hard. Like I'm not able to see straight. I can't comprehend anything that's going on. The complete entire world around me melted away, and nothing was recognizable. Somehow I ended up in one of my buddy's motorhomes. I can't recall how I made it to his motorhome, but I remember coming to in there. I thought I had died. It wasn't good. I remember coming to in his motorhome, coming out of this white light and being surrounded by a group of my friends, and they're just all staring down at me like, are you okay? Are you all right? And I started crying because, man, I thought I was dead. And they're like, no, man, you're not dead. You're not dead. You're far from it. You're just freaking out. So anyway, like they start putting on some music, and we changed the vibes a little bit. And the intensity started to level off a little bit. I don't know how many hours went by from the time of going to his motorhome and coming to. I have no idea. But anyway, I remember coming down somewhat, or like leveling off, and I was actually able to get up and move around. I could actually kind of see straight a little bit. Things were still like melting and moving, and like it was extremely colorful, but it really wasn't a pleasant experience. I remember there was a show later that night, and me and that group of friends, we ended up going to this show, and I started going out again
and it was really like unpredictable. It was really earth-shattering. I got lost in the parking lot of the show, I remember, and I ran into one of my old friends that I hadn't seen in a real long time, and he saw that I was like gone, and he asked me like what I had taken, and I told him that, you know, I had got dosed on like 1 drop of this 25i, and he was like, oh, well, you just need a little, here, he gave me like a hit of some really good LSD, and I ended up eating the LSD, and within like 30 minutes I was actually able to, you know, kind of grab hold of the trip a little bit, if you will, because with research chemicals, you know, you're going on a roller coaster ride. With LSD, you can somewhat dictate or what you drive the trip, if you will. So once I got the LSD in my system, I was actually able to maintain, which was actually really good. I wasn't right in the head after that dose for close to maybe a month or so. I felt like I was on multiple thumbprints of crystalline LSD. That's just how powerful that 25i was, and honestly, I don't think that that chemical is meant for human consumption. It has no purpose being anywhere around human beings. 25i is probably the most unpredictable, dangerous research chemical around right now that I know of. I've been out of the loop for quite some time. I don't really, you know, like I have no purpose being around them because I don't even use psychedelics anymore. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why I stopped using. That trip was just so bad, so there was nothing positive that came out of that experience. In fact, I still question if I came down entirely and completely from it. Sometimes, you know, it still messes with me a little bit. There's still some residuals, and that, like I said, that was a few years ago. So anyway, I hope you guys found this story to be, you know, informational and you know, encouraging to all you kids out there that choose to use entheogens, that research chemicals are dangerous, and 25i is definitely something to be avoided at all costs. This is Spiral Out 90704. Peace.